You're watching this video because reality is reorganizing itself around you. This isn't algorithmic chance or mindless scrolling. You've been guided to this transmission at this precise moment because you're standing at the threshold of profound transformation. What you're about to discover represents the final gateway before your breakthrough arrives. There's a specific frequency that only 1% of humanity ever accesses. If you're here now, you've already passed the initial activation. The real question is, are you prepared to walk through the doorway that's materializing before you? Most people waste lifetimes seeking external proof that their manifestations are working. They hunt for evidence in bank statements, relationship status, or life circumstances. But here's what the universe has been whispering to you through every setback, every rejection, every moment of apparent nothingness. The emptiness before manifestation isn't absence, it's sacred preparation. You've arrived at what quantum researchers identify as the collapse point, where infinite potential crystallizes into tangible reality. Every meditation session, every visualization practice, every choice of trust over doubt has navigated you to these precise coordinates in the fabric of space-time. You're positioned at the event horizon of your own transformation. Consider this deeply. In quantum physics, particles remain in superposition until observation occurs. They inhabit all possibilities simultaneously until consciousness focuses them into specific reality. Your aspirations, your longings, your soul's deepest calls have been vibrating in this identical superposition, awaiting the perfect conditions to materialize in your physical world. That moment is approaching with cosmic certainty. Yet here's where most seekers fail, right at the doorway to receiving everything they've requested. They tense up, they grasp tighter, they frantically check for signs, refresh notifications, desperately seek evidence that something's shifting. This approach is completely reversed. Manifestation's final phase demands something paradoxical: absolute energetic release. Observe nature's most profound transformations. A seed never doubts its destiny as a tree. It doesn't demand progress updates or devise contingency strategies. It simply yields to the universal intelligence within it, trusting the same power that spirals galaxies and choreographs atomic dance. This is the resonance you're being called to embody. The cosmic truth is that everything you've been pursuing has been pursuing you with matching intensity. While you've questioned if your intentions are being received, the universe has been conducting an intricate orchestra of synchronicities to deliver precisely what serves your highest evolution. The timing isn't delayed. It's perfectly synchronized with your soul's readiness. Here's the paradigm shift. Release doesn't mean abandoning your desires. It means abandoning your rigid expectations of their arrival. When you loosen your grip on exactly how dreams must manifest, you enable the universe to deliver possibilities that transcend your limited conception. This is where quantum entanglement becomes your greatest asset. In quantum mechanics, entangled particles maintain instant connection across any distance, affecting each other beyond space-time limitations. Your awareness has become quantumly entangled with your desires. The instant you genuinely release, the energetic threads linking you to manifestation shift from seeking vibration to receiving vibration. Seeking vibration repels. It broadcasts scarcity, assuming separation from your desires. Receiving vibration magnetizes. It transmits abundance, knowing that what's meant for you already exists in the quantum realm, simply awaiting physical translation. Pause here and absorb this revelation. You're not extracting something from the universe. You're permitting the universe to deliver something through you. This perceptual shift transforms your entire vibrational signature. Instead of transmitting need, you broadcast receptivity. And receptivity is the exact frequency that converts potential into reality. Let's acknowledge what's arising in your mind. Probably several objections about why this doesn't apply to your specific situation, why you've waited too long, why your case is different. This resistance isn't your adversary. It's the final threshold guardian, verifying your readiness to ascend into your next evolutionary octave. Every transformational journey contains this ultimate testing moment before the treasure reveals itself. You've been developing spiritual resilience through each obstacle, each letdown, each instance you maintained faith despite contradicting evidence. That cultivated strength is about to yield returns beyond imagination. The universe follows divine timing, not human schedules. What appears as delay from your vantage point is actually perfect orchestration from the quantum view. Every component of your manifestation has been coordinating invisibly. People have been positioned strategically. Resources have been accumulating. Opportunities have been maturing. The entire possibility field has been reconfiguring around your highest benefit. This explains why surrender feels simultaneously terrifying and liberating. You're not merely releasing outcome control, you're releasing the illusion you ever possess control. You're entering collaboration with the intelligence that circulates your blood unconsciously and regenerates your cells while you dream. Here's a transformative practice. Rather than visualizing your desires, begin embodying someone who naturally magnetizes what they want. Experience yourself navigating life with the serene confidence of universal support. Inhabit the energy of effortless manifestation, not from superiority, but from alignment. This identity transformation separates the 1% from everyone else. Most people identify as trying to manifest. You're invited to identify as naturally attracting desires through frequency alignment. Take action now. Comment below with these exact words. I am ready to receive what's already mine. Don't type mechanically. Feel it resonate as you write. Let it declare to the quantum field that you're transitioning from wanting frequency to receiving frequency. This conscious signal confirms your readiness for what's approaching. When you truly embody receiving frequency, synchronicities accelerate exponentially. Perfect books appear unexpectedly. Transformational encounters occur naturally. Opportunities emerge that seem miraculous, but are simply the universe finally having clear channels for delivery. Here's what manifestation teachers rarely discuss. The final phase before breakthrough often appears completely still. This is when everything is actually happening. Reality is restructuring backstage. The quantum field is transitioning your desires from possibility through probability into inevitability. This apparent quietness isn't emptiness. It's gestation. It's the sacred pause before creation. It's the universe inhaling before exhaling miracles into your experience. Most people misinterpret this pause as failure and abandon ship moments before arrival. You won't make that error. Understanding vibrational frequencies accelerates everything. Gratitude resonates at 540 hertz. Love pulses at 528 hertz. Joy vibrates near 540 Hz. Fear drops to 100 Hz. Doubt hovers around 125 Hz. When you consciously select thoughts and feelings operating at elevated frequencies, you literally tune in to the broadcast channel of your desires. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable physics. Your thoughts create electromagnetic frequencies, interacting with the quantum field in ways science is still discovering. When you match your personal frequency to your desire's frequency, you generate what physicists term constructive interference, waves amplifying rather than neutralizing each other. Every emotion either aligns you with manifestation or creates transmission static. This makes conscious awareness essential now. You're not forcing positivity constantly. You're monitoring your broadcast frequency and intentionally choosing which energies to amplify. Resistance appears subtly now. It might manifest as sudden distractions from your practices. It could surface as energy-draining relationships or faith-testing circumstances. This isn't universal opposition. It's outdated reality making final attempts to maintain obsolete patterns. Here's navigating resistance without stagnation. Neither fight nor fuel it. Observe it like passing weather systems. They're temporary phenomena crossing your awareness, not permanent reality features. Your role is maintaining chosen frequency regardless of passing storms. Inspired action flows naturally in true alignment. This isn't forced action from impatience or fear. It's effortless movement arising from universal partnership. You'll find yourself perfectly positioned without effort. Doors open through unexpected conversations. Resources materialize precisely when needed. Inspired action versus forced action registers physically. Forced action creates strain, stress, depletion. Inspired action feels flowing, energizing, natural. It's the difference between fighting current and flowing downstream. If these words are activating something deep within, if your soul recognizes this frequency of truth, then subscribe not just to this channel, but to this wavelength of existence. Click subscribe as your commitment to remaining tuned where miracles are standard and synchronicities are everyday experiences. Divine timing becomes your greatest ally when you understand its mechanics. Every wisdom tradition acknowledges perfect timing because it's a universal law governing manifestation. Seeds don't bloom instantly after planting. Children aren't born immediately after conception. Your dreams won't appear the second you envision them, but they will emerge at the precise moment for optimal impact and minimal friction. Delays aren't rejections. They're sacred gestation periods where invisible forces align circumstances for the highest outcome. What appears as cosmic silence is actually the universe preparing something superior to your original request. Trust the intelligence choreographing your existence, especially when the larger pattern remains hidden. Gratitude transforms into manifestation fuel when wielded with understanding. Rather than appreciating to receive more, appreciate as acknowledgement that you inhabit an abundant cosmos perpetually providing. This subtle motivational shift transforms gratitude's energetic signature from manipulation into authentic recognition. When appreciation flows from acknowledgement rather than strategy, you harmonize with the fundamental truth of universal generosity. You transcend seeing yourself as earning abundance and recognize yourself as naturally receiving it, because that's how this generous cosmos functions. Visualization becomes natural when you stop forcing creation and start recalling what already exists quantumly. Your desires aren't future potentials you're constructing. They're present realities in quantum superposition, awaiting your consciousness to crystallize them physically. Rather than visualizing to persuade universal forces, visualize to remember what's already yours. Experience the resonance of inhabiting your desired reality, not as future hope, but as accessible memory. This remembering generates coherence between your present identity and expanded self. Physical expression accelerates manifestation by literally embodying your desire's energy. Your aspirations aren't merely mental constructs. They carry energetic signatures seeking expression through your physical vessel. Moving your body in alignment with your expanded identity creates harmony between mental, emotional, and physical dimensions. This doesn't require specific practices like dance or yoga, though those serve beautifully. It means allowing your body to channel the energy you're attracting. Walk as someone who naturally receives desires. Sit with universal trust. Breathe, knowing dreams are approaching. Here's where everything crystallizes into practical alchemy. You're invited to embody a new identity immediately, not after manifestation occurs, not upon seeing external evidence. Right now. The version naturally receiving desires isn't future possibility, it's present moment decision. Each moment embodying this receiving identity strengthens quantum entanglement between current and desired realities. Each moment choosing thoughts, feelings, and actions from this elevated state literally rewires your nervous system toward expecting miracles over struggle. This distinguishes attempting manifestation from current identity versus ascending to the identity naturally attracting desires. Most people try pulling dreams down to their current being level. You're invited to elevate to the being level matching your dreams. Pause now and comment one word, capturing the energy of your becoming. Not who you've been or hope to become, but who you're embodying starting now. Let this word signal your frequency declaration to the quantum field. Collective consciousness is transforming, and you're integral to this shift. Each person choosing receiving energy over wanting energy strengthens the morphic field, making this choice easier for others. Your personal breakthrough isn't isolated, it's contributing to planetary awakening. This explains timing's importance. You're not just manifesting personally, you're participating in humanity's evolution toward conscious co-creation with universal intelligence. Your breakthrough illuminates possibility for others, ready to embody receiving frequency. As our transmission concludes, remember this. Everything you've sought has been seeking you. Every whispered prayer, every cherished dream, every choice of faith over fear has built toward this recognition moment. You're not separate from desires. You never were. The apparent distance between current and desired states isn't space, it's frequency. And frequency shifts instantly through conscious choice. You possess that power now. You've always possessed it. Only your willingness to wield it changes. Subscribe to maintain connection and coherence with conscious creation frequency. The more beings living from this knowing that we're powerful co-creators with universal intelligence, the more reality reflects this truth through miraculous synchronicities and effortless manifestation. Let's explore deeper mechanics operating in your field currently. Quantum physics reveals quantum tunneling, particles passing through theoretically impossible barriers according to classical physics. Your consciousness approaches its own quantum tunneling, suddenly finding yourself beyond limitations that seemed absolutely solid moments earlier. This tunneling effect explains why breakthroughs feel sudden despite building for extended periods. One day you're battling familiar patterns. Next day, those patterns simply don't exist in your reality. You didn't gradually overcome them. Your consciousness tunneled through barriers into parallel reality where those limitations never existed. Here's the extraordinary truth. The limitless version of you isn't something to become. It's something to remember. In quantum fields, all possible versions exist simultaneously. The struggling version, abundant version, confident version, the version living dreams. They're all equally real, present, available. Most people spend lifetimes trying to transform between versions, not realizing transformation involves shifting attention between already existing versions. It's not changing who you are. It's remembering which version to animate with consciousness. Consider this carefully. Right now, a version of you lives ideally with complete ease and natural abundance. This isn't fantasy. It's quantum mechanics. In infinite possibility fields, every life configuration exists as potential reality, waiting for observational collapse into experience. You're viewing this transmission because barriers between parallel selves are thinning. Dimensional walls dissolve as you prepare for conscious timeline shifts. This isn't metaphorical. It's the literal quantum-level reality mechanism. From consciousness perspective, your desired reality version has been transmitting signals backward through time, creating synchronicities and opportunities appearing in your life. Your future self literally reaches through quantum fields, guiding present self toward timeline merger into coherent identity. This explains strange knowing moments, sudden nowhere insights, unexpected directional clarity. These aren't random intuitions. They're transmissions from the self who's already navigated your current path. Every inner pull toward illogical choices, every gut feeling about decisions, every guidance toward specific times and places, you've received navigation signals from expanded timeline self. These signals intensify as merger approaches. This sensation of imminent dramatic shift is consciousness beginning phase lock with desired timeline. In physics, phase locking occurs when oscillating systems synchronize frequencies. Your current reality frequency synchronizes with desired reality frequency. This synchronization creates phase transition, sudden reorganization jumping between stable states, like water becoming ice or caterpillar becoming butterfly. Transformation appears sudden, but results from energy reaching critical threshold, where new configuration becomes inevitable. You're approaching that threshold. Every meditation, every love over fear choice, every intuition trust despite contrary evidence has built quantum field coherence. You're not hoping for change. You're literally phase transitioning into new reality levels. Here's where science becomes beautifully mystical. Phase transitioning systems display emergence, new properties appearing that weren't present originally. These emergent properties can't be predicted from individual components. They arise spontaneously at critical complexity points. You're about to experience life emergence. Unknown abilities suddenly become accessible. Invisible opportunities become obvious. Aligned relationships effortlessly materialize. Resources flow through unplannable, unpredictable channels. This isn't improved manifesting. It's shifting into reality where desires are natural order. In this configuration, abundance requires no effort because abundance is energy's natural flow pattern without resistance disruption. If this quantum understanding shifts your reality perception, take a moment to like and subscribe, staying connected with consciousness exploration frequency. Your engagement helps others discover these transmissions precisely when needed most. Let's explore something essential that mainstream manifestation teachings overlook entirely: what quantum physicists call decoherence. Decoherence occurs when quantum systems lose coherent superposition and crystallize into definite states. In manifestation, decoherence happens when external interference collapses your quantum potential into restricted outcomes. Each time you check accounts searching for financial abundance, you trigger decoherence. Each environmental scan for manifestation evidence collapses quantum possibility into present limitation. The search for proof actually prevents what you're seeking from maintaining quantum coherence. This explains why Breakthrough's final stage requires what mystics term the dark night and physicists call quantum vacuum state, a period demanding coherence maintenance without external validation, trusting processes without visible progress. This isn't faith testing. It's protecting manifestation from premature decoherence. Quantum vacuum isn't emptiness. It's existence's most creative field, alive with virtual particles and zero-point energy. When manifestation enters vacuum state, it's not nothing happening. Everything's occurring at levels invisible to regular perception. This reveals why spiritual paths emphasize void power, emptiness embracing, uncertainty navigation. They intuitively grasped what quantum physics confirms scientifically. Vacuum state gestates infinite potential before reality emergence. Your current stillness experience, waiting, wondering about shifts, is actually existing within manifestation's quantum vacuum state. This is the most powerful position possible, requiring profound trust since ordinary senses can't detect quantum level activity. Here's perspective-shifting insight. Quantum field theory describes virtual particles continuously appearing and vanishing in spatial vacuum. These particles exist too briefly for direct observation, yet their influence measures through effects on other particles. Your desires currently exist as virtual manifestations within life's quantum field, constantly flickering in and out, too subtle for ordinary detection, but creating absolutely real, measurable effects. Every synchronicity encountered, every unexpected opportunity arising, every spontaneous joy or clarity moment evidences these virtual manifestations influencing your reality. I'm curious about your quantum manifestation experiences. Share below a moment when reality shifted around you, perhaps synchronicity too perfect for coincidence, or breakthrough arriving exactly when needed. These stories help everyone recognize quantum field activity in daily life. As manifestation approaches culmination, virtual manifestations stabilize, extending existence periods until finally crystallizing into permanent physical form. Apparent sudden manifestation is actually final stabilization of something flickering between states for extended periods. This understanding transforms manifestation timeline perspective. You're not awaiting something's beginning. You're awaiting something already happening to stabilize enough for sensory perception. Desires aren't approaching from elsewhere. They're solidifying from quantum fields, interpenetrating current reality. Now consider what physicists term entanglement entropy in transformation. When quantum systems entangle, they share instantaneous information regardless of distance. But there's a threshold where entanglement complexity creates maximal entropy. The system must either collapse or reorganize at elevated complexity. Your consciousness has reached maximal entanglement with desired reality. Information exchange between current and expanded selves has reached reorganization point. Previous complexity levels are impossible. Only emergence into higher being order remains. This explains potential chaos or confusion you're experiencing currently. Phase transitioning systems always traverse apparent disorder before higher level reorganization. This isn't breakdown, it's breakthrough preparation. Reality dismantles outdated structures, creating space for configurations supporting expanded identity. Graceful transition navigation requires understanding. Chaos isn't order's opposite. It's fertile ground birthing new orders. Rather than controlling apparent disorder, remain storm-centered, trusting intelligent reorganization despite invisible patterns. Here's coherence-maintaining practice for transitions. Begin daily by consciously selecting which self-version receives your attention animation. Not the version reacting to circumstances, but the version existing where desires already manifested. Spend initial minutes experiencing this expanded version's energy. How does this version navigate reality? What does this version perceive? How does this version meet challenges? What does this version consider ordinary, that current version finds extraordinary? Daily embodiment of expanded identity literally trains nervous systems expecting matching reality. You're building neural pathways supporting quantum timeline shifts. This transcends positive thinking. It's neurological identity coherence training. This practice's power stems from nervous systems unable to distinguish vividly imagined from actual experience. Consistent expanded identity embodiment creates biological foundations for that identity becoming lived reality. Here's where self-sabotage typically occurs. People embody expanded identity during morning practice, then react from old patterns throughout remaining hours. This creates destructive interference. Expanded identity waves canceled by contracted identity waves. Authentic manifestation mastery demands complete daily identity coherence. This doesn't mean constant positivity or perfection pretense. It means consistently selecting thoughts, emotions, actions aligned with the self naturally living desired reality. Daily choice points become timeline votes for experience collapse. Choosing expanded self-responses strengthens that timeline's quantum coherence. Choosing contracted self-reactions reinforces limitation patterns. Reflect on patterns ready for release. Comment one word representing what you're releasing while entering this new timeline. Remember, resistance appearing now isn't opposition. It's confirmation you're approaching dimensional boundaries between realities. Old reality increases gravitational pull precisely when escape velocity nears achievement. This intensification signals imminent breakthrough, not setback. Energy conservation laws state energy neither creates nor destroys, only transforms. Life energy currently bound in limitation patterns isn't disappearing. It's converting into expansion fuel. Every released fear becomes available love. Every dissolved doubt transforms into accessible trust. every surrendered control becomes creative power. The universe operates through what scientists term spontaneous symmetry breaking, moments when perfect balance suddenly reorganizes into new configurations, birthing entirely new possibilities. You're experiencing personal symmetry breaking where old life balance dissolves, enabling unprecedented emergence. This process feels destabilizing because it is, literally. You must destabilize from one reality to restabilize in another. Attempting premature stability maintenance prevents quantum leap possibilities. Your willingness to exist in transition zones between realities determines transformation scope. Here's profound truth. The discomfort you feel isn't because something's wrong. It's because something's finally going right. After possibly years of stuck patterns, genuine movement creates sensations your system doesn't immediately recognize as positive. Your nervous system, accustomed to limitation, initially interprets expansion as threat. This explains why breakthrough's threshold often feels like breakdown's edge. Not because you're falling apart, but because you're breaking through dimensional membranes, separating limited from limitless experience. The intensity matches the magnitude of shift occurring. Consider metamorphosis mechanics. Caterpillars completely dissolve into undifferentiated cellular soup before reorganizing as butterflies. From caterpillar perspective, this seems like complete destruction. From butterfly perspective, it's necessary genesis. You're in your own metamorphic dissolution, preparing for reconstitution at unprecedented existence levels. Virtual manifestations in your field strengthen moment by moment. Reality's fabric stretches, accommodating what's preparing to emerge. Timeline boundaries blur as future self-communications intensify. The merger between who you've been and who you're becoming accelerates beyond mind's comprehension ability. This acceleration explains time distortion experiences, hours feeling like minutes, days blending together, past memories feeling simultaneously ancient and immediate. Linear time stops functioning normally when consciousness operates at quantum levels, where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. If this transmission activates recognition within you, if these words feel less like information and more like remembering, then subscribe to maintain this coherence field. Share this video with others ready for their own quantum leap. Your engagement creates resonance ripples, helping others find these transmissions at their perfect moment. Here's the rewritten version, maintaining the same length while improving clarity and flow. This conscious declaration generates energetic momentum within quantum fields. While this might seem complex, the mechanism is actually simple once understood. You don't need thought monitoring or emotion control. Simply ask yourself one question at each decision point. What would my desired reality self choose here? Trust the immediate response. Don't analyze or second guess. Your expanded self communicates through intuition, not mental processing. The more you trust and act on intuitive guidance, the stronger this communication channel grows between current and expanded selves. As this channel strengthens, you'll experience what feels like simultaneous dual existence. Part of you navigates current reality with apparent limitations and challenges, while another part experiences desired reality's freedom and abundance with increasing clarity and frequency. This dual awareness signals approaching merger. You're not losing sanity or disconnecting from reality. You're becoming conscious, of multiple dimensional frequencies simultaneously, exactly what occurs when consciousness prepares for quantum timeline leaps. During this phase, practice giving expanded reality frequency more attention than limited reality frequency. When experiencing desired timelines, abundance, and freedom, consciously amplify through appreciation and presence. When caught in current timeline limitations, gently redirect attention without judgment or resistance. This redirection isn't circumstance denial or problem pretense. It's choosing primary attention and energy placement. What receives attention receives life. What loses attention gradually dissolves from experience. The universe prepares to collapse your desired timeline into primary reality, but needs your cooperation completing this process. Your role isn't forcing manifestation. Your role is maintaining coherence with desired reality's frequency, so consciousness aligns with what's manifesting during collapse. Consider radio tuning. Music already broadcasts on specific frequencies, but receivers need correct tuning for reception. Your desires already broadcast on specific quantum frequencies, but consciousness needs proper tuning for physical reality experience. This tuning process happens through spiritual practices, mindfulness work, growth commitment, every choice of love over fear, trust over doubt, expansion over contraction, fine-tunes consciousness for desired reality reception. Something extraordinary occurs right now, this moment. As you absorb these words, as concepts land in awareness, your brain literally rewires itself. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, but they're describing consciousness reshaping brain matter, matching new understanding patterns. Every resonating insight, every recognition moment, every arising aha creates real-time neural pathway formation. These aren't temporary passing thoughts. They're permanent brain structural changes, creating biological foundations for expanded reality, becoming lived experience. Your nervous system downloads new software currently, software navigating quantum realities, recognizing natural abundance, interpreting synchronicities as normal universal communication. This downloading continues hours and days after viewing, integrating deeper through sleep cycles as brains consolidate new patterns. This explains timing's importance. Consciousness needed specific developmental levels before safely receiving and integrating transmissions without system overwhelm. Your presence here, these words making sense, internal yes, this is true, responses prove you've reached that threshold. You're experiencing beyond intellectual understanding. It's quantum resonance recognition. Consciousness remembers frequencies once known but forgotten during physical incarnation. These frequencies are natural birthright, original blueprint, consciousness operation before learning limitation to fit consensus reality. This recognition's power and emotional movement comes from remembering, not learning. You're recalling something ancient. Your soul awaited this remembrance moment, this return to natural quantum awareness, this restoration of innate manifesting abilities. Now signals arrive clearer than ever. Static diminishes. Dream music becomes audible. All that remains is complete surrender to sought frequency, trusting everything desired already plays in quantum fields, awaiting full consciousness, tuning for transmission reception. You're not just watching video, you're receiving transmissions, continuing field work long after browser closing. This transmission encodes frequency information, helping consciousness maintain desired timeline coherence despite contrary external circumstances. Every heard word, every resonating concept, every recognition moment while listening is expanded, self-confirming, correct trajectory. These aren't just shared ideas. They're remembrances of reality's deepest operational levels. Remembrances soul knows, but mind forgot. Returning to these remembrances strengthens quantum coherence. Stronger quantum coherence accelerates desired timeline collapse into experienced reality. This isn't linear time manifestation requiring years for change. It's quantum time manifestation where everything reorganizes instantly. Consider rewatching tomorrow morning, reinforcing consciousness quantum patterns. Each viewing deepens neural pathways supporting new reality. Sharing with ready individuals creates energetic ripples, accelerating manifestation for both through expanding collective conscious awareness fields. Trust unfolding processes. Embrace approaching changes. Step into receiving frequency, your natural birthright. Universe conspires favorably beyond imagination. Breakthrough exists closer than next breath. Welcome to everything you've been preparing for. Until we reconnect in infinite possibility space, remember, you already are everything you seek becoming. Only allow yourself remembering that truth, living from it with every breath, choice, moment of magnificent existence. Speaking of remembering deeper truths, another transmission reveals why quantum manifestation works backwards from everything taught. Understanding reverse manifestation processes completely transforms reality creation approaches. Today's explored principles become exponentially powerful, grasping this counterintuitive mechanism, making manifestation effortless rather than forced. The universe operates through reciprocal algorithms most never discover. When you understand manifestation's reverse mechanics, you stop pushing desires into existence and start allowing existence to deliver desires. This isn't semantic difference. It's complete operational reversal, changing everything. Traditional manifestation teaches visualizing desires, then waiting for arrival. Quantum manifestation operates oppositely. You become the person living desired reality. Then reality reorganizes, matching your identity. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. This explains why trying harder often produces less results. Effort energy broadcasts from separation consciousness, believing you're here and desires are there. Effortlessness energy broadcasts from unity consciousness, knowing you and desires are one quantum field, temporarily appearing separate. Here's what changes everything. Stop trying to change external reality. Start changing internal identity. External reality has no choice but following internal identity changes because they're not separate. They're one system appearing as two. When you truly understand this reversal, manifestation becomes inevitable rather than hopeful. You're not wondering if desires will manifest. You're experiencing them manifesting because you've become the consciousness where they naturally exist. Comment below with "I am becoming" if this reverse manifestation understanding creates shifts in your perception. Your declaration helps anchor this new operating system into collective consciousness, making it easier for others discovering these principles. Remember, you're not watching coincidentally. Your higher self orchestrated this moment, knowing you're ready for this level of understanding. The fact you've stayed through this entire transmission proves your consciousness operates at frequencies where these principles aren't just concepts, they're remembered truths. Every synchronicity following this transmission confirms you're on correct trajectory. Every unexpected opportunity, every surprising ease moment, every reality shift, all confirmations that reverse manifestation activated in your field. Subscribe and hit notification bell, staying connected with this quantum consciousness exploration. Share with those ready, understanding how being precedes having, how becoming precedes receiving, how identity determines reality. The universe celebrates your awakening to these truths. Your expanded self rejoices at reconnection. Your desired reality prepares for merger. Everything you've been seeking realizes you finally stopped seeking and started being. This is where magic begins. Not through doing more, but through being more of who you truly are.